Hi and welcome. We're here to talk about Centric's cloud optimization and management framework, an inexpensive and very powerful way for you to get better financial results with your cloud platforms.
We have Jeff Alto here, a principal data architect with Centric's data and analytics team, to put this tool together. Hi, Jeff. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. Thanks for asking.
One of the first things that has to happen for a client to get onboarded to the tool is to actually get access and to work on what are the onboarding steps required in order for someone to get onto this tool and start using it. Just give us a really brief, what's the level of effort that they're going to have to go through?
So there's really two sets of data that we're trying to get access to. One is a daily extract of flat file data associated with billing information, which is going to give us kind of the history around your spend within that, so that we can layer on this analytical tool set that we've developed here. And secondarily, we also are looking for access to some of the Azure management APIs, so that we can give some more context to this with individual resource metadata, some Azure advisor information, some hourly usage information, and a couple other things that are going to allow us to, again, get the information that we need to make appropriate recommendations for your specific situation.
Yeah. So, and we're really just harvesting the metadata about their spend, right? We're not actually, at no point do we have access, do we need or obtain or seek access to actual client data, the data itself that sits in the databases. We're just looking for the metadata from Azure about the actual spend just on the assets that they have.
Yeah, we just need to know if it's a VM, is it running Windows? Are you paying for the license or bringing your own license? Are you, what's the configuration on this box that's, again, affecting spend, so that we know the levers that we have to push? It's that type of information that again, affects the cost that is coming out as you consume or use the resource.
There's a Power BI dashboard, which is itself very powerful, and we're going to look into that. In addition to that, there is a really potent assessment that comes with it. Would you tell us a little bit about what we're looking for in those assessments, and kind of what can someone expect at that sort of what is it, about 1 month in? What is it that a client can expect from us from that assessment report, and how have you seen clients responding to these?
Yeah, this whole platform, this whole offering was really developed around being able to optimize your environment. This is really a tool that we developed for our own use to support that process. So as I talked about with the data that we're looking for, we're trying to organize that in a way that we have the ability to leverage it and find the opportunities that are there. So if we're looking at this dashboard that I have shared here, we're going to take your existing spend, we're going to group that according to the cost types that are there, which may be multiple resources that are there. The big three areas where you have the opportunity to potentially harvest some savings are going through the process of using a reserved instance, going through the process of leveraging a savings plan if you've purchased that in advance, or going through the process of just setting up a pause schedule. So if you've got a development environment and you don't need something on all the time, it's the easiest thing to do is just shut it off so that you're not paying for that during the off hours. So we're taking that, we're organizing this, we're sorting it by kind of your monthly run rate. We've tried to make this user-friendly in terms of giving you some icons here with colors that are going to show you the biggest opportunities. The color coding, in this case, a reserved instance, we've already got a reservation that's applied here. So we know that the consumption that we're paying at retail pricing, which is really what we're trying to avoid, is zero because we've already applied a reserved instance here. But in other situations, if we click on a situation where we do have a reserved instance, in this case we've got two different resources that are here, and I can quickly see through the layering in of retail pricing when it comes to the reserved instances that you could purchase, that there's an opportunity if you were to purchase, for example, a 1-year reserved instance of this specific type of virtual machine, you could be saving 41% over what you're currently spending on a daily basis. So we've got, so 96 hours is basically four versions of 24 hours in a day for the number of CPUs that they're purchasing. And at that reserved instance pricing, you've got significant savings that can be captured. Yep. So this is the kind of thing that we're doing. We're even looking at if I go here, this is really the consulting side of things. So in a lot of cases, you'll have two different instances that are possible. So we've got a dev instance and a prod instance. We need to talk to you guys to talk about what the requirements are for each one of these instances. So prod probably does need to be running 24 hours a day. The best instance there may be a reserved instance. Where the dev instance, maybe we can shut that off, and we're going to save more money if we just shut it off during off hours and weekends. So it really just depends. It is more consulting than just a straight up science calculation.
So the value of the assessment comes really in the layering on top of our expertise and our depth of talking to our experience talking to clients about these situations, layered on top of the rich interactive dashboard that the client will have access to throughout the duration of the engagement.
Right, and when we talk about the duration, again, we're doing that initial optimization, which is really, like you said, we're going to do that over the course of the first month. Taking a deeper look here, having the conversations that we need with your team to kind of determine what the requirements are for each individual resource, get a sense for where you guys are going, because there may be things that are going to change over time. But once we've got that optimized, kind of the purpose of this dashboard changes, and we go to some of the other pages.
So the assessment is an actual Word document, right? It's an actual compendium of analysis that we give you to guide you to, including an executive summary, to guide you to the highest impact cost reductions that your organization can realize potentially immediately, right? Potentially like just right off the bat, coming straight out of that first assessment, which is right in the first month. And then there's also another assessment at the 6-month mark that I know about as well. So I want to make sure that everyone who's hearing this is aware that the assessment is not a one and done thing. The first assessment is quite significant because it's setting the baseline for how we treat analyses for you over time. But for as long as the engagement continues, for as long as our engagement with you continues with this platform and product, we continue to put out another update every 6 months that reflects on the changes and the trends and the new stuff that we're seeing in the histographic analysis of your organization over time. Is there anything else, Jeff, that you think that you want to make sure that our clients are aware of about the value prop that they're going to get, the value that they're going to realize from our assessments?
So yeah, I mean, you described it pretty well. The follow-up assessment is a little bit different, like you're saying, in terms of looking at things that may have changed in your environment. But we're also going to be layering in announcements that have come from Azure or AWS. You're going to have situations where new functionalities come out, and that could have an effect on your architecture. There could be new options that have come in that may make your existing architecture less efficient, or there's new opportunities for savings by doing things slightly differently. So that's a possibility. We're also going to be looking at schedules for when you've purchased those reserve instances. What are the new, when are those renewals going to be coming up? Have new versions of the VMs that you're using come out, and could there be a migration schedule that you want to put in place? It's really about being strategic in planning how you manage your Azure environment.
And we have the service retirements as well.
Right. So we're also looking at over time, of course, as Azure brings out new things and retires various pieces, they're going to announce when specific services are set for retirement. We're going to be identifying any resources within your environment that may be affected by that, and making sure that we're addressing those. And we can help you guys plan for how you replace those resources over time.
Yes. So the insights that we gather from this do have immediate cost payoff, and so we can actually project, generally speaking, the ROI with a little bit of knowledge about a client's platform. We can actually project the ROI. We can actually project the break even, and when the thing starts just paying for itself, or actually profiting for itself, I guess you might say, in terms of cost savings that exceed the cost of the platform itself, of the framework itself.
Right.
Excellent. Let's jump over now to the monitoring dashboard itself. I know that that's the most powerful sort of overview view that we have of the cloud spend information. So would you just kind of take us to there and give us a little walkthrough of the insights that customers can glean about their cloud platform from this dashboard?
Of course. So basically, Once you've gotten through the process of optimizing your environment, it's really just about trying to keep it there, right? So you're trying to look for where the changes are occurring and what the differences are versus where you had been. Typically in a situation, and we're looking at a good example of this right here, there's a lot that just doesn't change over time. And on this page, you can see this resource group tree map that's here. The stuff that is all in this straight up kind of medium blue color is pretty flat. So it's telling me, if I hover over this, it's going to tell me the spend on a month over month basis is 98% of what it was last month, so very little change. But you can quickly identify the situations where there have been a change. So if I've got this dark blue, this is telling me this is 120% of what it was the previous month. We can see on a day over day basis that something really jumped up on August 12th or so. And I can even take that one step further and drill down, take a look at this. I'm drilling into this. And it looks like the vast majority of stuff in here is basically the same. The yellow is corresponding for something that's new this month. So it looks like a new server was stood up on August 14th. So that tells me straight up that that's what my cause was. I can also take this and I can drill through and take a look at an individual resource, get an idea of where that resource lies, what's been going on with it, the individual pricing that's broken down. So once we've got things optimized, it's really about trying to understand where things are changing. So this, in this case, resource group, the resource group tree map that we see in the top right corner is going to give us an idea. And that is something that it depends upon how you guys are organizing your resources. Within an Azure environment, resource group is typically the way that's going to be done, but we've got options to do the same by either resource type, which will break things down, virtual machines versus databases and so forth, or by subscriptions, if you guys organize by subscriptions. So you can really do this any of the three ways. But when we're looking at this tree map, we're quickly going to be able to see the things that are different. So the medium blue color is telling me that things are flat. So if I'm looking at this, for this specific resource group, it's 98% of what it was last month, so there's really very little change. But the dark colors and the light colors are going to tell me where the differences are. So if I'm hovering over this one, this has had a 20% increase this month on a month-over-month basis. We can see that something happened, looks like on maybe the 14th or so. I can take this one step further and drill down. If I click within this is going to show me within the resource group, down where at the individual resource level. The vast majority of the stuff that's in here is flat, but we've got this one yellow, which is telling me that this is a brand new resource that's been added to this resource group. It's been costing us $160 thus far this month, and that's really been the big reason for the adding.
So what it's showing us is really the entire added cost. So that resource group that jumped up by 20% cost overall is really being driven by this one new resource that's quite costly.
It is. So, and I can even take that one step further and jump out to a detail page on that one resource, figure out what group and what subscription it's in, when it was first billed, what's the pattern in terms of its usage. And this is going to allow you to kind of figure out where questions need to be asked to determine if this is on purpose. Is this something that needs to change? And you can kind of chase down what you need. So you're pretty quickly back to exactly where you want to be. So if I jump back to this monitoring, and I can drill back up here again. So we've got these, and again, these are quickly allowing us to highlight out. So this one's 132%, it looks like. So as we come up back to the top level of this tree map, again, we just have the ability to see where we need to focus pretty quickly. It's about driving efficiency and where you need attention. So these dark colors here are going to tell you this is 130% above. This one's 400% above. And nicely, you can see the annualized change in that top right. So this is a $563 impact on an annual basis if it stays at this new level. So you can kind of get a sense for how important it is to figure out what's going on there. Now, yeah, at the same time, you've got other stuff within this. So you've got your long-term trend on a month-over-month basis and a sense of where you are versus the previous month. So we're slightly below, which is good. If you've got a one-day anomaly, so this is all pretty pretty flat. But if I were to hover over this and look at the anomaly, you're quickly going to be able to see at an individual resource level for this one day, the IFW 2355 spent $50 more than its own history over the last 30 days. So you can get a sense for what might have been different that drove that number above. And again, you have the ability with this to be able to drill through, look at the detail of the individual transaction, or if you're looking at an individual resource. So in this case, this is just looking at one resource on a month-over-month basis. This is $3 above. I can drill straight back out to that resource overview that we had looked at previously.
So I know that there's a built-in dashboard inside of Azure for cost monitoring as well, but this one just feels so much more integrated and introspective, and really helping the client helping the customer find where their spend increases are, where their opportunities are to decrease their spend.
The majority of the analytics that you'll find within the platform are really about showing amounts, not trends. When you're talking about the Azure side, we're looking for differences, right? So we want to know, we believe we can get to that optimal place, and then it's a matter of just making sure we have a pulse check on things that are changing. And that's actually a good place for us to jump over to the last thing that we're talking about. So some of these situations, we've been talking about the passive side of this and coming in and trying to see things that have already changed. Now, you may not have time to jump into this every day, but if something big happens within a day, you really need to find out about it and not have yourself find out about it way after the fact. So we have also this ability to set up customized alerts. So at an individual resource level, if you have something that's been scaled up or a new resource that's been stood up, you want to find out about that if it's kind of above an individual threshold. So we've got, and this is just 3 of a large set of individual resources. So we're looking for new resources. So if you've got a situation where an ad hoc situation could come in, you don't want to necessarily worry about that. But if it's sustained for 3 days when it comes to a new resource, you want to find out about it above a certain threshold. So in this case, we've got this new dev server, which happens to be the one that we were looking at in the example earlier. It's spending $10.84 a day. You can actually set up an alert within this dashboard. If I take a look at this, I can set up a specific alert where I can make a new rule, and this is specific to you. So although the dashboard is kind of covering all of your stuff, you have the ability to determine what your threshold is for each one of these. So if $10 is significant on a day-by-day basis, that's fine. If it takes $50 before you get your attention, this is really more an art than a science. You want to be setting something where you're going to get not so many alerts that you start ignoring them, but the alerts that you need to be able to chase down things when things are important.
So Jeff, are there any other key things about the alerts that you feel like people should know? So we know that a lot of clients want to know about increases to spend that exceed thresholds, which you've just shown us. They might want to know about new things that are coming online that might have spend. I know that even on our team, a VM was spun up one time, and we use this ourselves. We eat our own dog food. We use this ourselves. We had one of our people who was monitoring this, who monitors this on a daily basis, got the alert that a new VM had been spun up, sent the email to our executive who had spun it up and said, "Do you still need this?" And they said no, and so we saved hundreds of dollars within that month. So before the monthly bill came out, we were ahead of the curve in terms of curtailing the spend.
Yeah, a very similar story, but this was a couple of years ago. But we actually had a resource within Centric that spun up a Synapse instance just before Labor Day weekend and went away, and it was running at a level that was costing $600 a day. And we found it on the Tuesday that we got back. But we were luckily able to, again, send him a note, figure out, and he was able to scale that down, turn it off. But if we had let that go, had not noticed this, we would have found out at the end of the month, because it happened to be the first of the month, because that was the day before Labor Day. We would have found out then, and it would have been $18,000 for the month. And that's a big surprise that you don't want to get.
There you go. There you go. And then I talk about the value prop. I mean, there it is right there. So not even just the spend over time, the existing spend that we can help you find ways to reduce, but also the new spend that we can help you get ahead of so that you can stop the bleed before it's gone a whole month and costs you thousands of dollars or more.
Yep.
If you found this video helpful and want to learn how our cloud cost optimization framework can help you achieve better financial results, click the link next to this video to get in touch with one of our experts.